I'm your host, Davina Shinsky, and today you're listening to Live Without Limits Dreams Come True with the Right Mindset. And this presentation is called The Top 4 Best Personality Tests and How They Can Help Your Personal Development. Ultimately, a personality test helps you understand yourself better. In particular, it can help you create a fulfilling career path and it can help you become more aware of your strengths and weaknesses, guiding you toward becoming a better person. When you are aware of these things, you can show yourself more compassion. Commit to the goals that align you with who you are, and generally live a happier and healthier life where you love yourself a little bit more. Yet, there are various difficult types of personality tests. Ideally, you likely want to consider completing a variety test so that you can get the most accurate representation of yourself. This is especially true since personality tests tend to have different measurements of aspects to them, some digging deeper and some approaching personality from different angles. In this show, we're going to examine 4 types of personality tests, including the Myers-Briggs Archetypes test, the big five personality test, and an Enneagram test. So let's take a look. Now, before I get on, what I'm going to say are these are tests that are all given by psychologists and have to be assessed by psychologists. Now, there's other types of personality tests that you can take that you can really administer to yourself if and they give you a good representation in a language that when you read them you really understand what they're saying. So understanding the best personality test. If you're if you've got the time, take all 4 of the following tests. You'll discover different layers of your personality, as well as gain an even greater understanding of yourself. If you're short on time, take your pick based on the descriptions and summaries below. It's also important to note that not one single personality test is better than others. More simply, each personality test is different from one another. The Myers Briggs personality test. You've likely heard of the personality test before. Essentially, the Myers Briggs personality test sorts each person into 16 4-letter personality types, including sensing, which is S, intuitive or intuition, which is I, the extroversion or the extrovert, which is the E, the introversion or introvert, which is the I, thinking T, feeling F, judging J, and perceiving P. Throughout this test, you'll answer a range of questions that take about 15 minutes to complete. At the end, you receive a multi-page summary outlining your strengths, weaknesses, dislikes, likes, career preferences, and relationship preferences or compatibility. Many scientists and clinical psychologists suggest that the Myers Briggs It is particularly useful if you are just starting your self-development journey. It also offers a starting point for the understanding yourself better and create greater introspection. Now, this is not listed here, but there's another test that's kind of very similar, but it's called the DISC, which is D for dominant, I for interpersonal skills, S for steadiness, and C for conscientiousness. And the I and the D are the extroverted behavior patterns. The D and the C are the very introverted behavior patterns. That's just giving you a variety of a comparison. Now, the archetypes test. Before the creation of the Myers-Briggs, the archetypes test already outlined 12 different personality types, including the innocent, everyman, hero, outlaw, creator, explorer, ruler, magician, lover, caregiver, jester, and sage. And in the disc, you get similar types of things where you can be the creator, you can be the extrovert, you can be the introvert, and so on. So, in the archetypes, this personality test takes into account the choices that you tend to make, the way you live your life, and how you handle yourself. It arose from Carl Jung's work, where he assumed well-known archaic symbols arose from the collective unconscious. Many of these archetypes are main characters in stories and myths, landing Jung in to believe that most individuals will fall within one archetype of another. So are you the hero or the outlaw? Are you more of the jester or the sage? Take this test to find out what your overarching archetype is. And of your self-discovery journal, personality tests don't always get everything right, yet they can help you see what you're missing and open up your new perspectives to your mind's eye. And the third one is the Big Five personality test. The Big Five personality test is the most empirically backed personality test. Basically, this test measures the 5 core personality traits that make psychologists have previously determined. The Big Five include openness. Are you open to new experiences, concepts, and ideas? Conscientiousness. Are you goal-directed, organized, and persistent? Extroversion. Are you energized internally or externally? Agreeability. Do you put others or your own needs first? Narcissism. Are you sensitive or resilient in the face of stress? Now let's go back there. That's neuroticism. And neuroticism is, are you sensitive or resilient in the face of stress? Essentially, the test measures where you fall on a scale compared to other people. For example, if you fall in the 51st percentile for openness, you are more open than 51 other people in the room of 100. Additionally, this can be really insignificant or insightful for those in a relationship to understand each other better. By comparing where you fall on this scale, you can see differences that may allow you to make space for what one another needs, as opposed to potentially finding fault in those differences. The the Enneagram test. The Enneagram test helps uncover patterns regarding how you view the world and how you cope with your emotions. The test categorizes individuals into 9 different personality types, including the challenger, the peacemaker, the reformer, the helper, the achiever, the individualist, the investigator, and loyalist, and enthusiast. And some of these also overlap in the disc in where you fall and the numbers that you do based on how you answer the questions. Each type is based on individual motivations and fears, which create a lens regarding how each person sees the world. In other words, understanding your encouraged or your Enneagram can help you expand your horizons and views, moving beyond your limitations and set beliefs. All in all, the Enneagram quiz can help you discover your core motivations and drivers in life, which can help when it comes to conflict resolution, gaining greater emotional intelligence, and working within terms of what other people think. So take the Enneagram test and uncover more about yourself today. Understand yourself on a deeper level. When it comes to understanding others, it all starts with understanding ourselves. Once we get that piece of the puzzle out of the way, we open the doors to becoming more empathetic to others' experiences and the ability to create more meaningful connections. Jordan Peterson is a clinical psychologist and once said, there's almost nothing better than character development. And aiming to having a good character is the highest aim, and it's the aim that will provide the most meaning to your life. So begin your self discovery journey today with the 4 personality tests above. And what can you understand better about yourself? And most importantly, what can you do to continue to expand your horizons and achieve greater satisfaction all around you? So, understanding who you are and where you come from and why you react the way you are helps you really determine what your future is. So developing good personality skill, or rather understanding whether you're that dominant, you've got very good interpersonal skills, and the kind not only the kind of job you should get, because where are your strengths, but how to be the best person that you can be. And another thing, always remember that you have the ability to be the person you want to be by making your own choices, and it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to be your best person possible. And to do so, you can go to the domain name of the website, changeyourthoughts livewiththatchallenge.com. Join the challenge, and you can take my 5-day challenge to help you be the best person you were meant to be.